Hello everyone, and welcome to another Cartoon Galaxy rant. I'm Mars Moon, and I like to rant about cartoons. There is more news about this new live-action Scooby Doo show that's going to air on Netflix in, I believe, 2027. And I have to say, I've talked about this countless times with every update, and I'll be damned, I'll be talking about this new one too and let you know my thoughts, because that's what I Scooby-Dooby do, bitch. Okay, so before I do get into it, just a quick reminder to please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. For those of you who have been supporting the channel and checking out my videos, I really do appreciate it. It really does help, and I do appreciate you guys a lot for coming and visiting and watching the videos I make. Also, I do make animations, and not only are they up on my channel, but you could check them out on my Patreon as well. And if you really like my work, feel free to support me on Patreon. It would just really help. Anyway, that's all I had to add. Back to the video. So, just for a little bit of catch up, what is this new Scooby-Doo live action show, in case you guys aren't caught up with it? There is a title for this show. It is called Scooby Doo Origins. So we can assume that it is going to talk about how the Scooby Doo gang met. In fact, actually, in the summary of the show, they say that it is going to be about how the Scooby Doo gang meets. Not too long after, or probably during the reveal of the title of the show, they also revealed the cast. So we got each actor and actress who is playing Daphne, Velma, Fred, and Shaggy. Now, just recently, they finally dropped a trailer, and it gives us an idea of what Scooby Doo looks like. And if you see from the picture here that I will show you, this is what they revealed. Scooby Doo is a puppy! He's a little puppy. So now this gives us a broader image of what the show is. When they talk about origins, they mean origins. This is probably the first time Scooby-Doo even meets the gang. So, with that being said, we're looking at the Scooby-Doo gang, not from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, where they're probably, I think they were at the ages of 15 to 17. We're probably looking at them as a younger age. Probably not pup named Scooby-Doo age. I could be wrong here. I think they had to be around the age of 10 and 12. I think closer to 12 years old, if I'm not mistaken. But with the age range of the actors and actresses that are playing them, that would probably be way too young. They do not look like they are 12. Unless they are passing them off as 16, 17, in which case we can assume then that this show is nowhere connected to the original Scooby-Doo. It's nowhere within that universe. So it's not really tied to a pup named Scooby-Doo. It's not really tied to Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It's kind of its own story. So that we could definitely get from this, especially if you're a huge Scooby-Doo fan like myself. You've probably already noticed this just by looking at Scooby and looking at the trailer. And speaking of the trailer, that's the biggest thing I really want to dive into, because even though there's very little to the trailer, because it is a teaser trailer, mind you, there's probably going to be a bigger trailer later on. This is, again, a teaser trailer. And teaser trailers always have that habit of being very short and very vague, because they want to excite you. They want to show you all this stuff, and you're like, oh my God, and you want to watch it. But if you do look enough at it, it can give some insight as to what the expectations are. And there are some things that had me really think about stuff. I'll get to that as well. But let's take a quick glimpse at this trailer. Now, I'm not going to show you the trailer because I don't know if YouTube will copyright strike me or something. So I'll show some pictures and I'll describe it. But if you are interested in seeing the trailer, you could check on YouTube for yourself. It's a very short trailer. But just to summarize it, all it really shows is we start by looking through Scooby's eyes. We don't see Scooby, but we're looking through his eyes as he's sniffing around at, nature and grass and this and that. He stumbles upon what looks like a pickle jar or whatever, and he's just sniffing around. And he looks up, and in the distance, he sees what we already know is Shaggy. This kid wearing, a green striped shirt, just walking by. If it's Shaggy, we could assume the pickle jar is probably his. But anyway, he's walking past. It was like a cabin behind him. So once again, tying into the fact that this is taking place at a summer camp. And then it just kind of stops, and then we get a close-up of Shaggy picking up a puppy Scooby, and that puppy Scooby is licking his face, and that's about it. The only sounds we could basically hear is the sounds of Scooby, general dog noises, sniffing and things like that. So, like I said, not really much to take from it, but we get a sneak peek at what Shaggy looks like, and we get a sneak peek at what Scooby looks like. Some of the things I'll say that I actually really appreciated from this trailer, I do like the way Shaggy is. If I had to give some credit to the actor, the walk. That walk he does, even though you see it very briefly, that is the Shaggy walk. So he's got that thing down. So I have to give kudos to him for that. He's got that. And he, once the hairstyle's in and everything, he does look a little bit like Shaggy. Those are the things I'll say that I liked about the trailer, and it did get me a little excited for it. Now, the things that got me, not looking at it in a bad way, but things that just got, the cogs turning in my head, where I'm just like wondering how certain things will look, and also just other basic things within the trailer. So one thing that got to me is for a teaser trailer, it seemed to be very quiet. The only sounds was Scooby making, basic dog sounds, but that was it. Shaggy didn't say a word, not even a zoinks, nothing. And Scooby, which I believe he's supposed to talk in this, because after all, Frank Welker is on the cast list on IMDb. So if he's on the cast, chances are Scooby's going to talk, because that's the guy who does his voice, or has been doing his voice for some time. Why they didn't even have Scooby say anything, that is another mystery to me. And that's the thing that's got me curious. One thing I've noticed when it comes to teaser trailers, they hide things. And they hide things that they figure that audiences may not like or may be iffy about. And if audiences get iffy about something too early, then that excitement goes away. So then when the big major trailer comes out, people are already disinterested. My curiosity here is, did they intentionally not make Shaggy and Scooby talk because it might not appeal to the audiences? Like, audiences may not like what comes out of their mouth. For example, with Shaggy, the actor, like I said, has got the walk down. He looks like Shaggy. But Shaggy has a very interesting voice. Is this actor going to sound like Shaggy? And not to say he has to sound like Shaggy. If we think about the Scooby Doo live action that was done by an independent group on YouTube, the actor who played Shaggy just sounded like a regular guy. So Shaggy doesn't have to sound like Shaggy. But let's just say if that is the case and he doesn't sound like Shaggy, maybe there's people, I don't know, maybe Warner Brothers and Netflix thinks that people are going to be pissed off about it. And maybe that's why they didn't have him talk. Now for Scooby, that's a whole other thing. Because I don't know if anybody noticed this. This is the first time ever that Scooby Doo in a live action show or film of any kind is not a CGI dog. He is actually a realistic dog. Okay, again, not counting, the live action independent Scooby Doo that was on YouTube. They had a real dog for that. But I'm talking about, this is the first time within Warner Brothers films and shows that Scooby Doo in a live action is being portrayed as a real dog. Now, the reason I also bring this up is because when it came to CGI Scooby Doo, when you had that cartoon dog voice coming out of Scooby, it worked, right? Because he looked a little realistic, but he also still had that cartooniness to him in the sense that he could be expressive, right? He would show expressions when he was scared, when he was happy, if he had a freaking Scooby snack or something, right? He would show expression. And so the voice kind of worked with that. But now you have a very real dog that I don't know how they're going to show expressions on his face. That's another thing. How do you make a real dog be like very expressive? So, for example, if in the show, which it's going to happen, if Scooby-Doo sees something scary, he's not going to show a scared face that is typical of what we would see in cartoon Scooby or even CGI cartoon Scooby. Not only does he not have a expressive face, but you have a cartoony voice coming out of his mouth that is not going to sync up with that. It's going to look weird. And I wonder if that's why they didn't have Scooby say anything in the trailer, because they know it probably doesn't look great. They may save it for the official trailer, and we'll have to see how it looks then. But I'm going to end it here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and peace out.